Oh, so much. I think it was really a snowballing effect. I think that everything that's happened in her life, she carried and never dealt with. It was just not what you did in this community. And so every knock that she took in her life, she kind of just had boiling underneath her skin. And I think that had a lot to do with her really standing up, not just for her dignity in this work environment, but also just for everything that had been done to her in her entire life. And so it was great. It was very powerful to know that when this woman stood up and said, this is what has happened to me, it really represented everything in her life, and that she just, that was her moment to really just throw those cards out and deal with them. The struggle that the men face were just as interesting to me as the struggle that the women face, and I really believe that that was the only way the story would work. To point fingers and to villainize men and make women angels is just not life, it's not reality, and it's not anything that I'm interested in. The women are flawed, just as are the men. The men are trying to survive just as much as the women. Doesn't justify their behavior, but I really empathized with the fact that they felt threatened, that they felt like they were going to lose their jobs to women. This was their livelihood. This was their bread and butter. This was their way of surviving too. And that they just had no idea how to deal with that. Oh my God, it was just a blessing. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. And this entire cast, I just remember Nikki constantly calling me and saying, oh, we got Francis and we got Woody, we got Sissy. Every day it was just like one incredible actor after another incredible actor. But Sissy was such an incredible history and such an incredible actress. And for me to have somebody like that play my mom was, and such a nice woman. I mean, just incredibly inspirational. It really actually came from, I started ballet at a very young age, and that was my dream. That was my passion. And I continued that until I was 19, and my knees just couldn't take it anymore. And I had to quit that career, and it was really like mourning a death. And I had to really understand why I loved it so much, to find something to replace that creative satisfaction. And I realized that it was the storytelling aspect of it that I really missed, going on stage and telling a story. So my mom was really the one, acting came way later in my life, that said, you love movies, why don't you tell stories that way? That's really how it happened.
Charlize, within the story, I mean, I know it's a human story. It's not only about women liberation but it's more like oppression and being liberated. Do you think that the fact that Nikki is a woman helped to give the necessary sensibility to the movie?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the one thing that was really beautiful to watch that I really I thought had a lot to do with her being a woman was the fact that when we went there, the women, the real women, trusted her really, really quickly. And I don't know how long that would have taken with a man, a male director. They were incredibly open and incredibly honest with her right from the beginning. And I think they felt comfortable with her and safe with her. And I thought that was really beautiful to watch. I mean, I'm very comfortable in these kind of communities. I grew up in a community very similar to this. Harsh landscapes. I like those kind of people. They're strong. They don't sit and wallow in self-pity or feel sorry for themselves. Every day is a survival. And so I have a great respect and appreciation for this community and really loved being there. So that was, I really related to that. Felt like I was home somewhat. But yeah, I mean, I'm a woman, so reading the story, it wasn't so hard for me to be emotionally tap into the story. I've never had anything like this happen to me personally, but just as a woman, it was really powerful to realize how naive I've been, to think that this was something that happened years and years. We don't deal with this anymore. This was a case that was settled in '95. This is very recent history. And so I had to re-educate myself on that. That kind of going to a film festival, I have no problem with dealing with fans, and I think that's so touching, when moviegoers, fans show up and they take the time and they come and hang out and they want to say hi and they want to say, look, I really liked your last film, or I really liked this film, and That's incredibly touching. I have absolutely no problem with that. I don't feel anything, you know, I don't pay any attention to it because it's not why I get out of bed in the morning. I feel incredibly honored to have experienced that once in my life. Very few actors get to experience that. I think I would be a complete selfish, horrible human being to even think or consider that that happens to you twice. I'm very proud of this film, but I can't, you know, I can't think that way. I don't, it's just not how I function. And, you know, if people love this film and go and see this film, that's a gift, and being able to make it was a gift.